remember when I was growing up in Japan in the late 90s playing both Nintendo 64 and Sega Saturn. Yes, I was a fan of both Nintendo and Sega growing up. I was never into PlayStation when the first PlayStation came out. But however, there was one game that everyone was talking about was called Resident Evil. It was a survival horror game developed by Capcom sometime. The company made the Mega Man and Street Fighter games. It was only available on the PlayStation, but when the second one came out, it was released for Nintendo 64, and that was my first game from the series I played. I remember me and my friend talked to each other at school about the game and on how much we like it, pretty much. And me and him also really liked the game, but back in the late 90s and now 2020, there was a lot of bad stuff happens. I have a job in Nintendo, and I was coming up with the idea for a Mario game that could be edgy and more appealing to teenagers and older fans of Mario. Sadly, no one at the Nintendo really liked my ideas because they thought Mario shouldn't be dark and edgy. So one day I met up with my best friend that I haven't talked to since high school, but ever since I got my job at Nintendo, he got a job at Sega, and he also struggles with the ideas for a game to pitch to the company. He also had the idea of coming up with an edgy concept for Sonic that teenagers and older fans would enjoy. And have done some dark with edgy stuff with Sonic before, but never tried that again, seeing the game Shadow the Hedgehog was a failure. So me and my friend teamed up and we decided to call it Mario and Sonic Adventures for the Dead House. It was basically a Resident Evil, but with Mario and Sonic, and it wouldn't be as violent as the Resident Evil games, but it would be dark. So at first we developed into a cutscene with the characters like Mario, Sonic, Luigi, Tails, Yoshi, Knuckles, Peach, and Amy walking into a mansion because they got lost looking for an amusement park called Speed Park. The main villain was Oliver. Oliver, if you take Albert Wesker, turn him into a hedgehog and give him a British accent. So they would go for the dead house to introduce themselves to Oliver, but they would be needing a place to stay. But they didn't realize that his house was overrun by Oliver's zombies, and the zombies killed him. That leaving 1 month later when the friends like Toad, Toadette, Princess Daisy, Rosalina, Luma, Toadsworth, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, Cranky Kong, and Funky Kong for the Mario side, and as for the Sonic side, Silver, Blaze, Charmy, Espio, Vector, Cream, Cheese, Omega, Rouge, and Big. So they head out to find the 8 friends by getting on a bus to find the forest. Till all of a sudden the bus breaks down and the bus driver goes out to fix it and ends up being killed by zombies. That leaves the remaining friends on their own, so they end up finding the mansion that Oliver lives in. When they got into they decide to split up to find the 8 friends until Oliver reveals that the zombies have turned their friends into one as well. They were surrounded by zombies until 3 more characters came to save and catch Oliver. Those 3 characters were Winston, Mistletoe, and Heavy, and me and my friend were just having some decide on if we should have Winston based or Mistletoe based off of Chris and Jill from the first Resident Evil, or Leon and Claire from the second game. So we based him kind of like a bit of both of the characters. And as for the medical Robotnik hedgehog that was made for fun, they just killed some zombies before getting into a room, and that was turned into a cure for the outbreak. Mistletoe would throw the glass onto the ground that contained the cure, setting up the big cloud of purple smoke, turning the 8 friends and the other zombies back to normal. As they would capture Oliver, and after the zombies turned back to life, while Mario and Sonic and the others would ask on what happened to him. There was a lot of questions about that. They decided to go home, be happy that knowing they found them, and around the pizza for their victory. Also, me and my best friend were fans of the Bland Skillet game, so we decided to put up a hero Skillet at the end credits. I also remember when the album Away came out when I was in college, I did so getting the Skillet concert that they were playing in Japan. It was an excellent concept that me and my friend had, but it was also low budget, seeing as we didn't get the current voice actors to do any of the characters. Me and my friend, along with mine and his girlfriend, had to voice the characters, as well as compose our original soundtrack. When the game was released, something bad happened to me and my friend at Sega. Both Nintendo and Sega got fired us for 2 reasons. One of them being that they didn't like a release of a dark and edgy game with Mario and Sonic characters, and the second would be because of copyright reasons, seeing as we could put a hero in by the Skillet at the end credits. So we got fired, but that didn't stop me from wanting to play this game. So I told a person from the near airport in Japan and told them to take this as a retail store in the United States. So he did that, and someone could play the game. But may not know but who someone could get his or her hands on it. And that, my little pretties, was the making of Mario and Sonic Adventures Through the Deadhouse. Or I'm just gonna put it, the making of Mario and Sonic Deadhouse game. A Mario and Sonic games creepypasta written by Mario and Sonic Fan 1000. Mario and Sonic Fan 1000, I want to thank you so much for the story. Now, I'm just gonna say right now that I actually found this story to be rather interesting. It's a great concept. I'm gonna definitely say that. It's like a Fury pasta or anything like that. I'm just gonna call it a Fury pasta. You guys may not see it as a Fury pasta, but to me it was. So I'm just going to be completely honest with this review. Overall, I found this story to be rather good. You know, it was pretty interesting. I could definitely say there was other Fury pastas that kind of had something like this. I could see this being the case when it comes to gaming pastas. I could definitely see that being the case. You know, people, decide to take something, make it a little dark and edgy, and do a bunch of other stuff. I could definitely say that, companies would do something like this. And when it comes to Nintendo or Sega, they have done really weird things at times. And this is completely out of the ordinary for them to do that. It's not completely out of the ordinary for them to sit there and do that. Because Nintendo and Sega, they have done really weird things when it comes to making their games. So I have no doubt that this would be something that they would actually do. But other than that, I could definitely see this being the case when it comes to that. So I definitely have to say that this is actually a pretty interesting concept, so to speak. Although it's messed up at the same time, because look at the dark themes to it. You probably have seen me read the other Mario and Sonic fan, Mario and Sonic Adventures for the Deadhouse series. You probably have seen some of those, but for those who have been on my channel. But for those who are new to my channel, you guys can check it out. I could definitely see this being the case, which it is a good possibility that it could be the case on, why, this game didn't exist. But the making of this is just kind of puts me on edge when you come to think of it. Like, first of all, I could definitely see this being, the case when they are going to make a new video game, but they end up not releasing it because of due to reasons. So there was no doubt that this would be the case. I have no doubt that this would be the case for it, but other than that, I could definitely see this being, a possibility of why that's the case. But other than that, I definitely have to say, the story was actually really good, and in matter of ways than I could count. But some people may not see it as that, but others might see it as that. But, to be completely honest, I can definitely say right now that this is actually being one of the most weirdest, theories that I could possibly come up with. Now, the possible theory was that this protagonist and his friend decided to make a game because they just wanted, money. I could definitely say, why Nintendo makes a lot of money making these kind of games. So that's actually something I'm gonna be completely honest. So, yeah, I guess that's just kind of something. I'm gonna be completely and utterly honest when it comes to this. So, yeah, just thought I would be honest with you people. Okay. I do appreciate the good grammar, which was pretty awesome. The grammar was good. The sentence structure worked out well with the story. The storyline was really well done. And I basically love every ounce of this narration. This was just really good. Now, I did spot maybe a couple of grammatical errors throughout the story, so I kind of stuttered a bit because of that. There were even a few punctuation errors throughout the story, too. There were a few punctuation errors. So that was one of the other reasons why I really was stuttering. But other than that, the story was actually pretty good. So I definitely have to say, Mario and Sonic fan, you did a pretty good job with this story. Now, the ending was kind of interesting. The fact the person would just, hand them a cartridge of the game and say to, give it to someone who would play it. I'm not sure if that's going to cause trouble or not. That is just, probably just me. But I wonder if that's going to cause any trouble because that's kind of stealing. But at the same time, I really don't know. But in my opinion, that could be, your thoughts and opinions on it. But other than that, I could definitely see this being the case when it comes to these kind of stories. Because I could definitely picture this being the case. But yet again, I think that might be just me playing along, but with all due sincerity, this story was actually really good. I could definitely see this being the case when it comes to Nintendo or Sega, because Nintendo and Sega have done, weird stuff at times. So, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this review because, I kind of explained, what I liked about it. If I had to say one thing, I can't see anything what I dislike about it. I can't see any negatives into this story. Other than the punctuation errors and a few grammar errors needs to be fixed up, the story was absolutely perfect. It was a really good game. A lot of well done grammar and stuff. Everything about it was just flat out amazing. Now, I'm gonna say right now that this is simply my own personal opinion, and if you disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these creepypastas, and this is simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of the story would have to be I'm gonna give this one a 10 out of 10. It's a great creepypasta, great concept, and I could actually see this, being the case when it comes to Nintendo and, Sega. Like I'm gonna say right now, it's completely out of the ordinary for Nintendo and all that to do that. Like, this is completely out of the ordinary. And that is definitely something, I'm being completely honest. But other than that, I definitely could say, this story was absolutely amazing in my opinion. And I have to say, it's really interesting. Now, I'm definitely going to say right now that it is messed up at times, I know, but it's pretty good. Pretty good for matter of what happens. So, besides the point, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the review. So, yeah. Anyways, what did you all think about this creepypasta? Did you all enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section down below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you're brand new here to this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload, and you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, I will be seeing you all in the next video. I want to thank you so much for watching. And as always, peace out. And I will be catching you all in the next video. So, yeah, that being said, see you all next time. Bye-bye.